Hello fans of Wrack City Bitch, well, I'm back for another episode. We're starting to push now into the casters that I do not have as much excitement to play as some of the others, but there's also a bit of excitement because I don't actually know a lot about some of these casters, and today I'm going to look at one who was only released recently. It is Servath Resnick Wrath of Ages. Here he is. Hello Servath. Shit name, by the way, Servath. As if you'd call your kid that. Anyway, so, look, he came out recently in one of the latest books, whatever that was called. And he's definitely not made any waves in the Menoth community and in terms of what he's doing. The fact that he's one of the few cavalry battle engine warcaster dudes is definitely... Like, it's a downside, isn't it, having a huge base, but at the same time, you do have a lot more, like, I guess, mobility, in that you cover much more board space, so you can be threatening domination of a flag or domination of a zone from lots of different angles. So it's definitely something I think if you played with for a while, you might find isn't as bad once you get used to positioning and placement of your troops and things like that. But it's obviously a downside in terms of his survivability. But when you look at his stats, I mean, he causes terror, which is a fun bonus, and occasionally will come into play and win you a game. But yeah, you've got base defense 13, which is pretty fucking terrible, and you've got armor 17, which is great for Menoth, but let's be honest, not all that great in terms of its survivability, particularly on a huge base rather. Mat 7's good, speed 7. Shame he's not speed 8 really. You would have thought maybe he was speed 8. It's a pretty heavy looking chariot thing though, isn't it? It's when you're talking about his defense, you've also got to include the special rule Lamentations of the Suffering. So if he has a focus point on him, non-magical range attacks automatically miss. Basically the best way to think about that is a 1-cost spell that you pay for every turn, and it's like a 1-cost wind wall. So that's pretty cool. I can see, I mean, if you take a rack with him, that you're basically not paying anything for immunity to non-magical shooting. But look, with the amount of models out there now that you need that sort of magical shooting for, there's a lot of Nagas, there's a lot of Ayana and Holtz, there's a lot of shit like that out there. So it's a fairly flimsy defense, I guess. Even just a unit of fucking Tempest Blazers will just murder this guy, straight up murder him. That's not good. Fucking Blazers. He's got takedown, so he ignores tough, which is a nice out for Menoth. They don't have many outs for that. His weapon is a reach, power 13. Nothing spectacular, but not terrible. And he's got flame burst. When he kills a model within 1 inch, that sets other dudes on fire. Cool. Pretty awesome, pretty standard, nothing spectacular. If he's in melee, you're probably in a bit of trouble because it means he's getting close to where he can get killed. And you look down his spell list and you think he kind of wants to be up there, like Creator's Wrath. So this is a self-upkeep, which is fucking mad. If you had this on any Peach, this is not a good spot. Peach, come on now. Sit down. Oi, I'm trying to do a recording. Just sit there. Just sit there. That's nice. That's nice, isn't it? Alright, that's good. Peaches. So, okay. Creator's Wrath. Additional melee attack and damage roll dice. Additional, not boosted, so you can still boost hit and damage. And you ignore spell effects for defense and armor. You can kill a Stormwall if you get a harm off. See you, Peach. If you get a harm off, he charges a Stormwall, he'd come close to fucking killing it, wouldn't he? Like, he'd be dice minus 3 and automatically boosted, automatic damage dice. Yeah, interesting. I mean, you can do ride-by attacks with him, which is cool, and he has reach, which is also cool. So, like, you could go up a couple of inches, kill a few dudes, and then come back and sort of still be out of that pocket area where you're going to get killed, but I don't know, like, I feel like the safer option is to just have Lamentation up on yourself, which is another one of his spells, obviously, and make them spend the focus, and you just camp the shit out of it. He's got a debuff, which is cannot run on charge if you hit a model with an AoE 4. It's only power 12. It's not. Yeah, I mean that's just probably never going to get cast, is it? You hit Butcher or something maybe, but I don't know. Iron Aggression, same as the original Resnick, P. Resnick, and that's a great spell. So, particularly for Menoth, when you can save a focus point or whatever. And probably the two most unique things to Menoth in this Warlock / Warcaster is Death March and his feat. So, +2 Matin Vengeance is pretty cool. I don't know, but like, again, what sort of units? It's only friendly unit, I guess. See, a lot of people have been talking about this guy as being a really good mercenary warcaster, and I can see why. Like, Death March is +2 Matin Vengeance for friendly units, target friendly Warjack, and Lamentations obviously benefits everyone. And then you've got his feat, which is every enemy model in his control area suffers -2 defense, so it's kind of a mat bonus for everyone. And you kill a dude and they get turned into fire and shit, so... Yeah, I mean, just you can see why no one's sort of over the moon about him. One thing I forgot to mention, he's got 20 health, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to play him, but I don't know, like, he's not high on the list. The model's fucking sensational, like, the model's sick. But yeah, whether you could, I don't know, maybe you'd try like a Steelhead force, use Steelhead Carve, give them +2 Matin Vengeance, gives them even further, or the Steelhead Halberdiers even, make them effective Mat 9 on the charge. With his feet, we go to Mat 11. Vengeance is handy. Yeah, I mean, I can see some things working, but he's definitely not spectacular. He doesn't immediately jump out as a dude who's going to kick a lot of ass. I expect you'd probably want to basically cast your upkeeps turn 1 and then camp for most turns of the game. So that's the Servath Resnick Wrath of Ages dude, and I'm into some Warjacks now that I don't know an awful lot about, but I do have one that I want to talk about today, which is the Sanctifier. Sanctify! This guy has a bit of a bad rap also, which surprises me because I think maybe I'm just looking at it from a non-Menoth perspective, and maybe when I start playing him I'll think he's shit. Like, a Warjack that fuels itself is fucking incredible, and a Warjack that fuels itself with the ability to get +2 to hit and +2 to damage from the choir is just like ballistic. Like, he's speed 5 with reach. That's huge. That's a huge ability. And I know the Reckoner's 1 point less with a gun, but the Reckoner is a very focus intensive guy. If you could have a Reckoner that basically fueled itself every turn, like, I think that's worth a point, isn't it? I think so. Open Fist is an advantage that can come into play every now and then. He's got a magical weapon, not something Menoth are really hard up for, but it's better than not having a magical weapon. There'll be times when it's useful. Like, think about, what are that, Menoth Paladins, I guess, in the mirror match. His other ability is Exorcist. While within 5 inches of this model, enemy models lose incorporeal. Now, that one is an ability that I think is potentially brilliant. It'll only come into play against cricks, it'll only come into play against, like, a couple of the situations, but, like, I know for a fact that how much damage I do with Soul Hunters, and if you can just imagine charging a Soul Hunter through into a heavy through the front screening line, that's what I used to do all the time. If you have your Sanctify position right, with the new rulings on incorporeal models, actually came out in the errata recently, if a guy is still over a model when he loses incorporeal, he goes all the way back. So Soul Hunters, Blackbanes can't charge through your lines if a Sanctifier's in the right spot. Not gonna come into play much, but I think it's pretty beastly when it does. Yeah, I mean, I think that this guy is basically like a dude with a reckoner riding around him, which a reclaimer rather. So, Peach, come on now, just relax. I'm doing things. Can't you see I'm filming? Can't you see I'm filming? Look, I'm filming you now. I'm going to talk from here now, Peach. Sorry. Sanctifier. I'm a fan. I think I was going to use him with a Mon. I'm going to probably use him with some other dudes because I think some of the casters that have really good spells that want to cast it, but also, I mean, it's Menoth, you want to take Jacks. This guy is the Jack to take. He's the only downside is his defensive stats. He's 10-19, which isn't great for. I mean, 10-19 is shit, but I guess you've always got to keep in mind that he's not going to get shot in the lead-in, so that's pretty cool. And finally, I'm going to talk about a unit today. I'm going to pick one right now because I haven't even considered it. Let's go Visigoth Roven. I like this guy. Menos character unit, 3 dudes. Go back to here because it's more comfortable. Peaches hanging out. So he's got the same stats as the Exemplar dudes, obviously because he's an Exemplar himself. With 12-16 for their stats. Weapon Master, Reach, Power 11 halberds, and he's got Battle Driven. The unit's got Battle Driven, which is cool. So that's a Power 13 Reach Weapon Master. Yeah, it's cool. Fearless, Commander, Jack Marshall. Don't Jack Marshall, dudes. Has he got a drive? No. That is Jack Marshall, isn't it? Just gonna see. No, it's Commander. It's Commander, Fearless, and Officer. Cool. I thought that star was Jack Marshall for a second. Couple of abilities that this guy has that are really pretty monstrous. Cleanse. Animus and continuous effects on models in this unit's command range immediately expire. Doesn't say friendly, which means you can strip off tenacities, you can strip off all sorts of stuff. Star action, so you can't do it when you charge. If you get battle driven, you can walk forward through shit, but he's probably not going to get that unless he dies, so don't rely on that. But that's a pretty handy advantage, and you can strip off fire without having to cast purification. Pretty cool. Negation, remove 1 off focus of fury point from each enemy model in this model's command range. Again, he's command 10, that is a long way. Putting 1 fury point off potentially 2 or 3 beasts in control range to stuff around with their fury is alright, I guess. That's situational, that's trying to be too tricky, I think, when you try and do shit like that. And the final one, probably the most used one, is Menoth Sight. 1 model ignores stealth for 1 round, and ignores cloud effects for 1 round. A couple of people have pointed out round over turn. Round is both your player and their turn. And so things like standing behind a cloud wall with high reclaimer, and then I don't know, there was some interaction that you could use that was pretty cool, but you I don't know, you get it for both. Who cares? Ignore stealth. So this guy will go into your anti-circle drop. It'll let you crack a set of stones. He will go. I mean, that's pretty. Like 4 points is a lot of points to spend for a unit that you sort of want. You want to get involved in the game, but you don't want. You only want Guis and Cassian to get into the game. You don't want Visigoth himself to go in there because he's got all the cool shit. You probably just need him for that 1 turn to get stealth, shooting. You give the Judicator. No, he's shit choice actually, because he's got sprays and inaccurate AOE's. So I don't know. Seems pretty good. 4 points is a lot for that sort of ability though. I mean, when it's awesome, but when it's shit, it's shit. So have chain attack rated Serbath Resnick, the chariot guy? Let's quickly find out right now. I don't think they have. I think they did someone else. I think they did the original Resnick. Resnick. No, they haven't done him yet. No comparison today. First models arrived. Gonna start mucking around with them. Might do a video. I've got a colour scheme in mind. I started thinking about it during the day, and I'm pretty excited to do some painting actually. So yeah, I might do a painting video for my next one. We'll see how that pans out. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll see you on another episode. Cheers.